Well, good morning, and what a beautiful spring morning it is. Welcome to the Deeper YouTube channel and welcome to Linear Fisheries Tar Farm Complex. So today you join me down at Tar Farm Lake number 4 and I'm in swim number 1. Now I have visited this lake a few times previously that you may have seen on some of my own personal videos, but for this video I've chosen peg number 1 because I've got some cool new features to show you with the Deeper Quest. So the whole purpose of this video is to come down and show you the new Deeper Quest update 2.3.0. It's got some wicked new features just being rolled out, which I'm going to talk you through, demonstrate whilst the boat is out on the water, and show you everything sort of in between about how you actually use these features and how you can use them in your own fishing when using your Deeper Quest bait boat. So the update has 4 main new features. First up, we have satellite maps. So the maps, again, as per the previous update, has yet again been given another new look. So satellite maps is going to be across your Fish Deeper app. Next up, the CHIRP sonar has 4 times more intensity. So even in shallower waters, you are going to get even further crisp scans. Next up, your remote control. You're going to be able to use A and B buttons on the side of your remote control to carry out some pre-programmed options when you use your quest, from sending it out to save spots or just saving a spot when you're actually driving your quest around. And last but not least, we have the GPS anchor point hold. So when your boat is out on the lake and you want the boat to stay in one position, GPS anchor at the press of a button will keep your boat stable when out on the water surface. So if you're finding certain little spots using a winch cam, or even our upcoming Deeper bait boat spreader, that our GPS point will be the perfect new addition to your update to ensure that your boat stays on its very spot. So with all that in mind, I'm about to get my quest out. We need to get it out on the water, scanning this swim, because as I've said, I've not actually fished this actual peg before, so I know nothing about what's going out underneath the surface. We'll get it out, we'll run around the edge, we'll get some 3D mapping of the lake bed going on as well to find out where those sort of shallower spots are, because it is a beautifully warm and sunny spring day. And yeah, we can go about getting some of the rods out as well. So let's get this on the water and let's get going. So I've just done a perimeter scan of my area of water. As I mentioned in the intro, never fished this swim before, so I don't know anything about what's going on under the surface. So send the quest out around the edge manually just to map my water. Next thing I'm going to do is send it out on an area scan. Now what this is going to do is build me up a 3D map of what's going on underneath the surface. And if it's anything like the top end of the lake, which I've fished before, it is very much like an egg box. There's shallows, there's big depths, there's nice shallow areas around the edge as well. So I'm going to press start, get the quest out doing its thing. I'm going to get the rod sorted and get the kettle on, and then we can come back and review the 3D map. Well, as the quest is out scanning, and it's going to take a good 30 minutes to scan that big chunk of water in front of my swim, I may as well make the use of the time that I've got to get a few rigs ready to send out once I've decided on spots. Now, Just from watching the scan for a good sort of 5-10 minutes, and from what I know on previous sessions, this lake really doesn't have much weed at all. And I'm going to go in with some rigs that have done me well on previous sessions on here as well, so there's no need for any sort of pop-ups or anything like that. I'm going to keep everything on the deck, keep everything on the hard firm ground that the sonar scan is revealing, and just fish with nice short rigs, so that if any fish come across my baited patch and my rig, it's going to nail them pretty much straight away. So I go with a nice big size 4 long shank hook. I've got mounted on there is a wafter and a nice little plastic tipper as well, just for a bit of visual. It's served me well, as I say, on previous sessions. Managed to catch myself a handful of fish along the way, so feel like I've got nothing to change for this session. I know it works on this lake. It's going to be purely about just making sure I'm putting it in the right spots. So once I've eventually got that full 3D scan that I can review, I can decide whereabouts I want to sort of drop my 3 rods, and hopefully this little rig with a nice short little boom on it will do the business for me. So let's get these finished off, let's get them mounted to the rods. By the time I've done that, the Quest will be back at my feet. I can have a look at the 3D map and the sonar scan, and I can send it back out on its way, and we can get fishing. So the Quest is coming to an end of its area scan, and it's already starting to reveal plenty of ups and downs, and not only that, it's also picked up a few fish as well, so buzzing to get the rods out. But before I do that, I want to talk you through one of the new features from this update, and that is the increased CHIRP sonar quality of scan. So it's going to have 4 times more quality in those shallower waters. So from 0 to 5 meters, your scans are going to be more intense, more crisp and more clear on your sonar screen. Now from depths around 5 meters to 10 meters, it's going to improve by a further 2 times. So again, even in slightly deeper waters, you're going to get even nice crisper visuals. And then everything from 10 meters down, you're going to be getting a standard view, which is still really crisp anyway. So yeah, the first feature that I've just sort of explained there really is your CHIRP sonar, and some real nice enhancements to what you're going to see on your tablet or your smartphone. Rigs tied, rods ready to go. Just reviewing the scan history now, because it was a half-an-hour scan, so there's a lot of data to review, but I've finally found the spots that I want to fish. Now it picked up a few hits of fish out there, and believe it or not, they're around 15 foot or so below the surface layer. Now, as I said, it is a bit of an egg box out there, some real deep holes and some nice sort of shallower areas, and it gets nice and shallow up around the edges. So I'm going to hedge my bets in a couple of different areas. Whilst it's been scanning, we've seen no activity of fish, no fish sort of showing themselves, giving themselves away. So all we can go on at the moment really is the sonar detail. And as you can see on the scan as well, there's a nice little pod of fish there. So I've put a mark on the map that's going to basically be one of my rods. And all I've done then is just scan through the scan history again, trying to pick up hits of fish. So I've marked 3 separate spots for my rod: right rod, middle rod and left rod. Right rod will be going out into around 15 foot of water. Middle rod will be the same, just off the back of it, because it picked up a secondary hit of fish. And then I'm just going to sort of hedge my bets on a bit of a gamble right over the far side in the 6 foot of water. As you can see, the sun is absolutely beating down. It's roasting hot, and yeah, I just think 1 or 2 might be just, you know, scooting around the edge, looking for a bit of a free meal, and yeah, hopefully my rig as well. So yeah, found my 3 spots. Let's get the boat back in the water, load it up with some baiting rigs, get it out there, and we're fishing. Boat's loaded, first rod is ready to go out, and the perfect opportunity to speak about the newest feature of the latest update as well. So that is the GPS anchor. Now this will hold your position, the boat's position, once you have dropped your rod. So when the boat is sent out to your spot on a mission, the GPS anchor will keep your boat in position hovering over your dedicated spot. Now there is a way of turning this on and off manually, either via the remote control and the joystick, or via the app itself as well. So if you just click on the little boat icon on the top bar, you can press the anchor button, which will then put your boat into sort of manual anchoring as such. So if you find an area that you want to just go and sort of spread some bait, or drop your sort of winch cam, for example, then there is a way of manually controlling it via the app there as well. Not only that, when it completes a mission, it will GPS anchor automatically. Again, there is a way of turning this off or on. So if you press your boat icon on the top bar, and then the three little dots in the top right hand corner, as you can see, there is anchor after mission, and then if I select that, it will change to drift after mission. So there is a way of toggling it on or off, whether the GPS anchor kicks in automatically. So I'm going to send the boat out to the first spot, get that bait and rig deposited, and then yeah, we'll get stuck into rod 2 and 3. Third and final rod ready to go out. As you have seen, I've got my spot saved already, but I just want to show you just how simple it is to save your own spots and then actually send a quest to them, open the hoppers and get it to come back home. Essentially, really couldn't be simpler. So on the 2D map side, you can just press and hold your finger on anywhere on the map, for example. So let me just put one sort of out the way over here, away from my spot that I'm going to send the boat to. And as you would have seen, just by pressing and holding my finger on the map, it's stuck a spot on there. What you can also do, if you really want to pinpoint down into the area that you want to save that spot, you can just use your fingers to expand the map itself, so you can get really accurate with where you're saving your spots. Now, not only that, when your boat's out scanning and you find a spot, you can just repeat the process again, just by pressing and holding your finger on anywhere on the sonar screen. So as in when you come to a feature, you know, a hump or a bump or a deep hole, press and hold your finger on the sonar screen, and again, it will place a spot mark on your 2D map. So what I'm going to do now is send the boat out to my spot over to the far bank, a nice sort of 10-foot depth area. All I need to do is press on the spot itself. I want to open the left hopper, so I press the left hopper icon. I want to open the right hopper, again press the right hopper icon, and then I want it to come back home, so I press the home icon. It tells me to do that. It's going to take around 6 minutes, and all I need to do is press go to spot, and the quest will go on its way to that very spot, open the hoppers, turn around and come back to me. All I need to do then is, with my other hand, is just gently let the line pay off the reel, keeping a sort of firm tension from the rod to the boat, not so that there's load of slack line sort of dropping through the water. And that will ensure that from your rod tip to your rig, you've got a nice tight line. Well, that is rod number 3 dropped. Time to get this lot tidied up, a little bit organised, and then we can have a sit down and have a little bit of a closer look at some more of these updates and these newer features. Well, with all 3 rods now out, I can maybe just sit down for a minute and chill. But I just want to talk you through a couple of the updates from summer 2025, which are still really relevant and still really useful. Now, the first one being is the option to be able to move your home point of your Quest bait boat. So previously, when you put your boat in the water, it would automatically save that spot as your home point. But now, as I say, with a summer 2025 update, you can manually move your home point. So as I've got all 3 rods out, if I want to send the boat out just scanning around the swim, maybe, you know, extending to the right hand side and doing a little bit more of an area scan, for example. I don't want the boat then returning and cutting straight across my rods, for example. So I can manually move that home point just by pressing on the home point button, moving it around on the map, as you can see from the overlay, and just setting that position. That way, each time the boat has gone out and done its thing, it will come back to that spot. So really, really helpful, so that you're not wiping out your rods moments after getting them out. Now, the second thing is, when you are scanning areas or you're manually scanning, there is an option to also turn off a scan path. If you're doing multiple trips to your spots, scanning areas, doing area scans, or even route maps, the lines that are left behind from the scan path can make your mapping look really busy, really cluttered. So with a simple toggle on and off button via your map settings, that will remove the scan path and just give you a nice cleaner view of the area that you've scanned. So a couple of little updates from the previous update from summer 2025, which, as I say, are still really, really useful and just help with your sort of use within the Quest and the Fish Deeper app. Well, another new feature from this latest update is the ability to be able to program your remote control buttons A and B to carry out independent actions for the Quest. Now, it's quite simply easy to do this. All you do when your boat is in the water and the Fish Deeper app is open, press the boat icon up in the top right hand corner, and then simply press the three little dots again in the top right hand corner, and it will reveal a little sort of menu. All you need to do then is click on Customize Controller Actions. It will bring up a really simple and easy screen, and it is just a case of dragging up and down your options to suit the buttons however you see fit. So you can have button B, for example, to save a spot, and button A, for example, to open all the hoppers. Now, it really does allow for the boat to be sort of further customized to your preferences. Not everyone uses the boat in the same different way, and there's been lots of feedback in regards to being able to use these buttons in a much more sort of personal way. So yeah, all you need to do, follow those simple steps, drag the sort of missions or the hoppers or the side hoppers into the little central part of the screen, set your A and B buttons, and then you can use them for your quests going forward in your session. So the Fish Deeper app has had yet again another map upgrade, and this time, as part of version 2.3.0, satellite maps has been included on the Fish Deeper app. Now, this is a really, really useful tool for various few different ways, really. It will give you a good insight to see, you know, the lay of your lake, etc., outside of the traditional 2D map that the Fish Deeper app has been used to. So it just gives you a really nice visual, and you can just see kind of, you know, the swim layouts, etc., etc. So before you even step foot on the fishery, you can get a real good idea about how the lake and the pegs and stuff like that are laid out. So it just gives you that early insight before you've even stepped foot on the lake. Not only that, if you couple the satellite maps with the Maps Plus subscription, or even your personal scans once you've been to the lake, it just opens up another sort of element to the satellite maps layer as well. So for example, if I switch on my Maps Plus 2D map subscription, as you can see there, it then adds the depth maps to the satellite maps as well. So not only can I see the swim sort of dotted around the lake, I can also see all of the depth data as well. So for any given time of season, any given swim, I can already start to pre-plan my session based on just the satellite maps and the map data itself, where I might want to be on any given session. Now, if I turn off the Maps Plus 2D map subscription and turn on my personal maps, for example, you'll see at either end of the lake my personal maps, which I have created from using my quests. So from this session up the left hand side of the lake, and then my previous sessions where I've been down the other end of the lake, are now overlaid onto the satellite maps. So I know exactly, again, that I've mapped this water at both ends. I know this data is accurate, and if I were to go back into either of these swims again, I don't need to worry about rescanning or anything like that. I can go back to those two swims, for example, drop on spots that I've previously saved, and it just saves me a whole lot of time, you know, for a repeat session. So the satellite maps layer Really nice to use, a nicer visual, an upgrade on the mapping, and yeah, something that I'll definitely use much more moving forward in my own fishing. Finally had the opportunity to sit down and make a hard-earned cup of tea for both myself and John, my cameraman for the session, which is a bit different, something I'm not overly used to. You would have seen me on my own channel on more than one occasion, trying to do multiple angles, this, that, the other. So to have someone behind the camera doing it for me is a little strange, but I'm really enjoying being able to put this video forward for you guys over on the deeper channel. So something a little bit different from my own personal vlogging. So with that in mind, you know, there's potential that we'd like to do a little bit more of this going forward for the deeper channel. So it's the opportunity for you guys to get involved, and let me know in the comments what sort of content would you be, you know, most sort of looking forward to really from the deeper channel. You know, do you want it technical pieces, how-tos, tips, tricks, you know, something just light-hearted and, you know, sort of loose in regards to itinerary and sort of schedule for the video? You know, what is it that you want to see? Just let us know in the comments below what sort of stuff that you enjoy watching, and then yeah, hopefully going forward we'll be able to bring you a few more of these videos for the deeper channel as well. So yeah, I'm going to finish this, put my feet up for 5 minutes, and then get cracking on with the next part of the video. Well, I know we touched on the GPS anchor point a little bit earlier. Now that the 3 rods are out and the wind has picked up a little bit, which is always helpful when we're trying to demonstrate this new feature, I thought we'd just run through it again with you just to show it with the GPS anchor point switched on and with it switched off. So I've marked a spot down the left hand side where I'm not fishing, out the way on the end of the wind. So let me take the boat out to the spot and we can toggle between anchor on and anchor off, and you can clearly see how the anchoring works with the GPS. So quite simply, pressing the spot on the Fish Deeper app and pressing go to spot, this is now taking the quest to that spot that I have just saved for demonstrational purposes. So the boat is now on the spot and the anchor position has kicked in. So that boat now should just sit there over that spot without moving, and if it does slightly drift off, the GPS anchor then should just move the boat back over that spot again. So with all things GPS, this can be affected by environmental and weather changes. So the Deeper Quest has a tolerance of up to 2 meters built in. So if you do find that your boat is drifting off the spot, as soon as it reaches that sort of 2 meter tolerance, it will definitely bring it back to your spot. So as you would have seen from the drone footage, without it switched on, it easily drifts off on the end of that wind. But with the anchor point switched on, it will correct itself and return it back to the spot that you have saved. So those of you that are using bait spreaders, like I say, or winch cams, then yeah, this feature will be really useful for you to just stay in that zone, in that area, to really investigate what is going on down there. So let's have the boat back in and think about getting some dinner on. So just waiting for the light levels to dip to show you this last little feature update on the Deeper Quest, and that is disabling the lights on your Quest without having to put it into stealth mode. So now, using the Fish Deeper app, you can simply press the boat icon up in the top right hand corner. You can press the 3 little dots again to reveal that menu. and then you can also press disable light indicators. Now, as you can see, the lights on the boat front and back have gone off. You can toggle that on and off by again pressing enable light indicators, and they'll come back on. Now this is perfect, that you can still use the boat at its optimum sort of cruising speed. It doesn't dim the motors as if you were to put it in stealth mode. So yeah, handy if you're fishing with your mate and you want to poach him up at night, just disable those lights, and yeah, you can send him out on his merry way without being caught, and yeah, stitching your mate up next door. So yeah, nice little feature addition. A lot of you guys have been asking just to turn these lights off. Obviously in daytime, not really necessarily needed, but yeah, you didn't want to sort of slow the boat down in stealth mode. So really simple but helpful little feature there. Well, as we get to witness the beautiful sunset just over the back of the lake there, we're going to wrap this video up here. Now, it's not to say that we won't get the camera back out if one of those three go rattling off in the next couple of hours, or even through the hours of darkness, fingers crossed. But yeah, I hope you found this video interesting. Hope you found the video useful in regards to all of the newest features in the latest Deeper Quest update. As always, feel free to subscribe to the channel, give us a good old thumbs up, and don't forget, leave us a comment down below if you've enjoyed the video and what sort of future videos you want to see for yourself. So yeah, from myself and John behind the camera, thanks for watching, and we'll catch up with you again soon. Now, there's a reason why I love fishing linear tar farm 4. 1, I get to use my Quest bait boat, and 2, I get to catch absolute incredible fish like this, taken from a spot that I scoped out this morning. Unfortunately, the cameraman had to disappear. I've had to move out of my original swim, down 2 swims into another swim, and put into practice everything that we showed you yesterday. Area scanned the water in front of me, found some nice spots, found a few fish on the sonar as well, and yeah, late afternoon, this absolute incredible, just shy of 20 pound scaly mirror has slid over my landing net. I could not be happier. Bit of sort of reward really for all of the effort yesterday. Sort of filming the video, really warm. You know, you don't get a lot of fishing done when you are in front of the camera. So yeah, to get the rods out today on a bit of a bonus day session the following day is yeah, nice to be rewarded with this absolute incredible looking fish. So I'm going to get a couple of pictures. I can't wait to stick him on my socials. What an incredible looking fish, and thank you, Tar Farm 4. Well, no sooner had I returned the first one, I've got a second one on the mat, and yeah, it's by far the furthest I've ever caught a fish from, all thanks to the Deeper Quest. So check this one out, 22 pounds and ounces, and it felt like an eternity trying to reel this one back. But yeah, what a proper full fish. Look at this one. So you've had a nice scaly one, just shy of 20, and then we've got this nice Brutus of a 22 pounder, but check him out. Really like this one, proper solid fish. Obviously all the fish feel decent when they're at range, but yeah, this one gave me the right run around. He had so much water to cover from right in that back bay. Obviously all the 30 odd foot depths in front of it as well to come back into, and yeah, he didn't half lead me on a merry dance. But yeah, two rods out of 3 done bites, I can't complain at that. So yeah, well happy. Definitely a reward for all the work that we done yesterday, and all the work that I've done when getting in this swim this morning. But yeah, what a mega fish. So I'm gonna get some pictures quickly and slip him back. I very much doubt I'll put this rod back out now. It's getting time that I need to disappear from my day ticket. But as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and get involved.